Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Hair Loss Show. And in today's episode we're going to talk about future-proofing hair transplants.
Welcome to the Hair Loss Show. Dr. Russell Knudsen and Dr. Vikram Jayaprakash discuss issues relating to hair loss and the medical and surgical treatment of hair loss in both men and women.
Alright, so my name is Dr. Vikram Jayaprakash, and thanks again for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe to the channel. So one of the questions that I get asked commonly during a consultation process when someone is deciding to have a hair transplant and they've got an area that's thinning, for example, and they may be looking at adding more density to that area. And one of the concerns that they have is, well, is there going to be future further loss behind the current area that's currently bald? And so one of the questions that commonly gets asked is, well, can we future-proof this hair transplant? If we're having a hair transplant to fill that bald area, can we plant a little bit of hair behind that in the event that you do lose more hair? And one of the common terms that gets bandied about for this particular request is future-proofing it. And generally I'm not a big fan of that concept, because I think in very simple terms, if a hair transplant is moving hair from the back of the scalp generally to another area that's devoid of hair. And so you're looking for an area where there's space, you're looking for gaps. If you're looking for an area that's thinning, well, you're trying to fit grafts in between the existing hairs. If you've got an area that has hair already, it's in that margin, it's got good density, but you're worried that there's potentially the future risk of that area miniaturizing, well, the only way you can add more hair into that area is by destroying existing hair. So almost, you're destroying a hair follicle to add another hair follicle. And in my mind, that's a sort of a poor concept and not a good way to manage things. So generally, I'm not a big fan of future-proofing hair transplant. Instead, I think medical therapy is important at that point. So we've talked before about finasteride, we've talked about minoxidil, and the goal of these therapies is trying to stabilize the progression of the hair loss. And so hopefully you don't have a scenario where you've lost hair behind the existing grafts. But in the event that that does happen, well, then the options are always there to come back, have another procedure, and fill in that area. And you've got to be open to that concept. So I hope that answers that question. I hope you find it useful. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you again on the next episode.